Going live. Going live. You're live! Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Star Wars Jedi Survivor on the GTX 1050 Ti, 1650 and RTX 3050. How are you guys doing? Thanks to EA for providing a code of the game. The game releases in around 8 hours from now, but I was lucky enough, an hour ago I got a code. So here we are testing it a little bit early, but we have the day one patch and the latest drivers, game ready drivers for this, so we should have a better experience than what reviewers have been talking about. We'll see. Still, I heard there's a lot of stutter struggle like on the first game, which is not good news. That's terrible news actually. And some people say FSR is broken. I think that's because we're CPU limited on this one, so we'll see. DualSense PC support, not sure. I'll try it later. So, before starting, well, this is the options menu. It's Unreal Engine 4. So, good thing you can disable all these individually. And I put everything on medium. On 1080p. Also, let me minimize the game super quick to show you something. So on Twitter, the developer said, okay, our first patch will arrive on launch day. So this is the one that I'm at right now. In the weeks ahead, we'll deploy patches that will fix bugs, improve performance, and more accessibility features. So the day one patch doesn't fix the game 100%. They will keep releasing patches. So that doesn't say good things. They tweeted this yesterday. So I think this is damage control for the review saying, hey, PC performance is terrible. Well, they said, oh yeah, the day one patch will help, but they say, we'll deploy more patches that will improve performance. So I'm expecting, yeah, patch it later mentality. That's all I wanted to show you before starting. Also, we're not testing the 2070 Super on the Steam Deck today. That will be tomorrow. There's a limitation with EA Games DRM. It's always been like that. That I cannot swap GPUs more than 3 times. The game will lock me out due to the DRM. It only happens with EA games. I don't know why they do that. But still, thank you for the review code. I appreciate that. I can now remove the watermark. So thanks EA again for providing an early code. Let's get into it. Yeah, why release it? I don't know. Because they can patch it later and people don't mind. Let's see if it has stutter struggle. So if you don't know, the first game had one of the worst stutters I ever seen in an Unreal Engine 4 game. Display on screen button prompts, yeah, navigation hints, no, dialogue length skipping. Okay. I'm going to skip everything because I know you guys are here for performance, for spoilers. Again, this is 1080p. 1080p on medium settings. That's my first try. No FSR at the moment. How is it that so many played this game already? Well, you probably got a review code. That's what happened to me. Also, there was shader compilation before starting the game. The first time I launched the game. It took like 5 minutes. Okay.
So, where's the handoff?
Alright, so we're into the game now. Whoa, we're into the game now. I can already see stutter everywhere. Although on medium it looks pretty good actually. But as you can see, the GPU is not maxed out. Well, it's now maxing out a little bit more. What makes me think we are CPU limited. Even here. But the frame times, oh god. So it gets to 30 frames. But there is stutter. Oh my god. The reviewers were right, and this is the day one patch. Imagine how it was before this patch. If apparently it improved later. Let me double check the settings just in case. Yeah, everything is on medium, just for you guys to know. Oh, there is FOV. Widest, wider, default. Let's keep it on default for performance reasons. FSR is disabled. Yeah, we're definitely CPU limited here. And there is stutter struggle.
I don't like it.
Yeah, we have 4 gigs of VRAM. Yeah.
As long as I get paid.
Only 4 gigabytes, that's why medium textures. Okay, it seemed to improve a little bit. When new things show up.
We're citizens. You can't treat us like this.
So yeah, we'll see.
Level 2040.
Now it's stabilized a little, which is good.
What was expensive? Someone's got
But I'm at 40 frames and I'm CPU limited. The GPU is not maxed out at all times. That's not a good look.
enough to make ends meet in this galaxy.
Not according to the propaganda.
Pipe down, prisoner.
These are the bedrocks of the Empire. Yet how
Okay.
can we thrive?
Once we start fighting, we're going to see for real how bad the stutter is. But I was happy to see that there was shader compilation when the game started, which is always good.
Something that'll bring him favor with the Emperor.
Excited for Tekken 8? Not really, not a big fighting game fan. I'm more of a Mortal Kombat kind of guy when it comes to fighting games. But it might be fun, who knows?
They already scanned out.
Why release the game when the game is not finished properly? Because people don't seem to care and they give them a free pass. They give me a pass on, I mean, the original the Jedi Fallen Order was one of the worst stutter I saw in Unreal Engine 4, like, still to this day. This one seems to be better though, on the shader compilation part. But since most people are talking about CPU being CPU bound, I'm guessing that's why they are having a hard time hitting 60 frames. Because even at 40 frames, I'm getting GPU usage drops.
One. I come along or we walk.
Only you.
But I mean, personally, if this card can maintain 30, I'll be happy. I mean, we're native resolution right now. This is not FSR. We're going to try FSR later, but it's probably not going to help, just because we are CPU limited.
Night market. He was trying to buy a crate of electro.
But I'm not sure why, because we're not 100%ing the CPU right now.
Jedi have to sleep, same as us.
No, not by VRAM. VRAM seems to be okay. We'll see. I'm going to try low textures later. But we got to a new zone and we got spiky frame times again. So I'm guessing it's loading something.
This way.
Yeah, the thing with FSR, it helps on the GPU performance. If we are CPU bound, FSR is going to do nothing for us. Let me lower those textures just in case. I want to make sure everything's fine. There's no very low, that's okay.
The senator requested I bring the prisoner to him alive.
Okay. I lower the textures, so we make sure it's not the VRAM. Good thing we have the 3050 to test VRAM. But still. How can the CPU limit if you're not running 100% on every core? That's not exactly how it works at all times. Sometimes the game doesn't properly utilize it.
It is dogs.
So it's not always about percentage of usage.
Burn for this.
That's mine.
Low versus Ultra, 6 FPS. Okay, just like the original. Left trigger is full. Oh my god. See, when that new effect showed up, we got a huge performance drop. And, okay, let's use this part to test FSR. Okay, now it's stabilized. So 37 FPS standing there. Let's see if FSR helps us on quality. It barely helps. 38 with FSR. And without FSR, what happens? Instead of 38. Yeah, we get 38. It does nothing. Not about CPU for you? Well, good for you. That's okay. Okay, 39. Let's take this time to increase the settings just to freak around a little. We're going to put it on high, but we're going to keep shadows on low. Shadows. Textures on low. And let's see what happens if the FPS stay the same. Because in the original, I don't know why, you could only get like 5 FPS more by dropping to low. Somehow. Okay, we got a big drop there. Instead of 38, we're at 30. So this one does make a difference. So I'm going to stay on medium for this one. Let me see if I can claw back to 38 by lowering effects, post-processing, and shadows. And we'll see. 33, 32. Okay, that's a big boost. A decent boost, better said. Yeah, for people that don't understand, if you're CPU limited, FSR is going to do nothing for you. And that's the issue here, unfortunately. Okay, let it load a little bit further. Oh man. I'm going to restart the game, I think. That should be best. Yeah, I'm already going into system RAM limits. Let's stay on medium with low textures and try again. Medium seemed to be okay for 30, but we need the lower textures just to make sure it's not VRAM only. How's work going? All good, thanks for asking. UE5 has the same issue. They're working on improving the stutter struggle on UE5, but it's still not 100% implemented. How did low settings? You did low settings? Not yet. Coming soon. Medium gave us 30 frames, but I needed to lower the texture quality, so keep that in mind. Texture quality... Hang on, let me mute the audio. I hate that I cannot skip the logos. Yeah, guys, if the game has stutter struggle or anything like that, and they say, oh yeah, we're going to release patches to improve it, wait for the patches. I mean, or just wait for someone to say, okay, the game runs well now. Because it's unacceptable. It's a full price game, $70, and you have to do QA for them. It's ridiculous. If the game has issues, just delay it. I know shareholders, money is involved, whatever, but that's not our problem. So yeah. Yeah, Jedi Survivor is at the top of Steam bestselling. I'm not surprised. It's Star Wars, and the previous game is amazing. So this one is a big expansion on everything the other game did well. Critics are praising it. The only issue seems to be the performance on PC. Yeah. Okay. Let me double check the visuals. So everything on medium. Let's put anti-aliasing on medium as well, just so people don't complain. Low textures, everything else on medium. No motion blur, no film grain, no camera shake, nothing like that. And FSR disabled because so far we seem to be CPU limited. Yeah, when the original game came out, Jedi Fallen Order, it had tons of stutter everywhere. It's one of the worst in that regard. I'm going to skip everything. Thanks, Vector. I appreciate that.
So, where's the handoff?
Okay.
Just got a deal.
Okay, medium textures is definitely a no-no for 4GB cards. As you can see now, on low textures, I can actually get over 40 more consistently. So that's a good plus. So already if you have a 4GB card, low textures is the way to go. No doubt about it. But again, see the GPU usage. It's not maxing out the GPU usage. What that means is that there's something else limiting the game. In this case, it should be the CPU, despite not being maxed out. I do not know what's happening in the background, so I cannot really attest to why the CPU is a limitation.
I don't like it.
But now, since I already went through this part, it's more stable, because it already loaded everything in the previous run. You have a Series S minimum console but still have high-end to mid VRAM requirements. Well, if you have a console, play it on the console. Reviewers have been claiming that on PC was stuttery mess,
Was expensive.
and that on the consoles it was stutter free. Oh man, that draw distance.
Hard enough to make ends meet in this galaxy.
I think we can push it to high actually for 30 frames, we'll see. But the draw distance of 3D objects is terrible.
Yet how can we thrive when terrorists
Thanks AR benchmarks.
Believe I'm about to meet a senator.
Yeah, the game looks super soft, yeah, just like the original. There's a strong TAA all across it. Actually, when you enable FSR, most of that softness is improved. So despite FSR doing nothing for the GPU because we're CPU bound, I recommend you use it. It adds some sharpness, but it's such a strong TAA like in the original game that I see lots of people are going to complain about that. And with good reason. But the game still looks nice. The thing is, the draw distance is pretty poor on medium. But let's see once we get into a new area if the stutter is still there. Yeah, in most UE games, UE4 games, TAA is not great. Well, it's pretty bad, super soft. But in this game, I don't know, it's super soft. It's more soft than usual. I don't know what they're doing. Especially in the original, it even looks like it was motion blur, but it's just TAA ghosting. If you guys played the original, you know what I'm talking about. And by the original, I mean the first game, Fallen Order.
That's enough.
So where'd you find him?
Night market. He was trapped.
And I'm going to show you that my issue with the draw distance in a moment. Don't forget about coffee, coming soon. Good thing that since this game compiles shaders super quickly when it starts, it's not necessary to go get coffee. Ultra settings, maybe at the end. I want to get out of this area first of all. But I'm happy that on medium it's still acceptable looking. But I get why people complain. I mean, look at that. I'm at 30 frames per second, and the GPU at 1650 is not maxed out. That's CPU limitation, and well, the VRAM doesn't help. But still. Okay.
Burn for this. That's mine.
All right. So, yeah, that big stutter again. Absolute garbage. So this is what I was talking about that I don't like about medium settings. Look at the poor draw distance. Look at this poor stormtrooper. I mean, what are those polygons? Let me see if I increase the view distance. What happens? Hopefully I can still play the game. View distance, let's put it on high. Still bad. What about epic draw distance? Still pretty poor. Maybe it's the texture quality. I don't know. Let me see, what else do we have? Post-processing foliage. Yeah, we only have view distance and it does nothing. So I don't know. I'm going to keep it on medium then. This is a 1650, it's right above my head. Press triangle for force attack.
Come and get me.
Okay, the gameplay feels great. I'm using a 360, an Xbox Series controller, by the way. Yeah, the combat is smooth AF. But the draw distance of the enemies is pretty poor. Not sure if that's a thing with that. And also guys, not sure if you noticed, when I do a strong attack, my character gets like some motion blur on it. Not sure if you guys can notice. If I do a strong attack, this happens. See, that's out of focus on my character. That looks like motion blur. It's a TAA artifact. Or a forced motion blur on the character. Motion blur is disabled in the menu, so that shouldn't be happening. That also happened in Fallen Order. Alright. Let's skip the cutscenes. Let's see if once we're outside of the city... Okay, stutter there. Okay, the stutter is not as bad as on the original, which is an improvement, but still, it shouldn't be there. We compiled shaders before this for a reason. Tiene FSR, Benjamin. Guys, for the people asking, this game doesn't have DLSS, only FSR2. But in this case, since we're CPU bit limited, FSR won't help you, unfortunately. In the case that will help us, I'm going to try high settings with DLSS, with FSR. But textures will stay on low, okay? Okay. Let me see without FSR what happens when I change those settings. Okay, even without FSR, we're still fine on high. But again, see that the GPU is chilling there at 76%. So the CPU is not maxed out. So there's something off about the game. Not sure if you guys noticed. It increased the GPU usage. But we still don't have room to spare for some reason. Let's try epic settings with low textures. And let's see if the frame rate's still at 45. Okay, we dropped to... No, it's at 45! See guys, it's still at the 45 FPS range, but the GPU usage is, instead of being at 70%, it's at 88%. So we're actually taking more advantage of the GPU now. It's hilarious. So it's definitely a CPU limitation, somehow. I don't know how the game handles CPU on this. So it's not weird. It's that we're CPU limited. Definitely. And man, the stutter. Unfortunately, we need to keep the textures on low. Otherwise, it's going to go into page file mode and go into the system RAM. And we're already almost maxed out on system RAM.
Come on, buddy. We gotta find that yacht before the Empire does.
Okay, now we're GPU limited, as you can see. Okay, not GPU limited anymore, only when it loaded those textures. So let's put FSR to work. Because I think... Oh yeah, you know what guys? I think it's a good time to compare the FSR quality. There's a sharpening option? What? Did I miss it? Because it looks soft AF. Brightness, camera shake. I see no sharpening option. No sharpening here, guys. But I saw that FSR2 helps with the sharpening. It adds extra sharpening. So let me do something that you guys might know if you watch my channel often. I'm going to do a quick visual comparison, FSR versus no FSR, and we'll see. But as you can see, the GPU is doing nothing. It's at 75%. So no wonder a 4090 was at 40 FPS. Okay, now we use quality FSR2. Well, with FSR it looks way better. What the hell? Maybe FSR is actually native resolution, because this looks way better. What the hell? I think the FSR button is broken, because it looks way better like this. What the hell happened? And it uses more GPU. Yeah, no, something is wrong with the UI. What the hell? That doesn't make sense at all. Hang on. Hang on. Let me check something super quickly. FSR on, FSR off. Okay, so what I do here in general is I record a very quick comparison so you guys can see the difference. But I don't know why it runs FSR looks better. Something is not right. Okay, so that's... Okay. So the one on the left is FSR off, and the one on the right is FSR on, apparently. We're going to restart the game, yeah, but hold up. Not going for coffee yet. FSR quality, unnative 1080p. Good, I already had it ready. So, first of all, side by side. See, what the hell is this? Why does FSR look better? Can you guys explain that to me? It feels more like it's the other way around, so probably the UI has a problem. I mean, also, it's not loading assets. I mean, look at the stairs. I'm so confused. I'm so confused, I don't get it. So FSR is probably broken, yeah. But this looks more like native resolution to me. I'm on 1080p, yeah, that's correct. Let's try performance, see what happens. Okay, it seems to run the same on performance mode, a little bit better. Still looks better than native. Still, that doesn't... I don't understand what's wrong here. Let's try ultra performance. Okay, ultra performance looks bad. But it runs better. And let's try FSR disabled. FSR disabled looks horrible. I don't understand. I'm super confused. Also, stuff doesn't load properly. Maybe there's some dynamic resolution I'm not aware of. Yeah, on quality, everything loads properly. Yeah, something doesn't make sense here. Let me restart the game, just to be sure. Yeah, native looked worse than FSR, somehow. I'm guessing FSR on is actually native. Somehow. Maybe there's dynamic resolution that I'm not aware of. Or maybe the resolution scale is low. I don't know. Yeah, it's a 128 gigabyte download. Imagine that. Yeah, maybe they're using FSR on consoles as well. That's not impossible. Let me... a moment. There we go. No, it doesn't have DLSS. Can you do RSR and FSR together? I spoke about that before. Doesn't make sense to do it. It's just a lower resolution. Only FSR2, guys. No DLSS, unfortunately. I think it's an AMD sponsored title. Okay, and this is one thing that I like that they put in that should have been there in the first game as well. There's a shader compilation before starting that is rather quick, less than 5 minutes. The first time you launch the game, of course. Also, I think it's no coincidence that the review codes for PC came out super late for most. I mean, even Digital Foundry got the code 7 hours ago, the PC code. Okay, we're on quality FSR. Let me check if there's any dynamic resolution stuff in here. 1080p, there's 4K as well, whatever. That's not my ballpark. Audio, there's nothing here. Duration, disable fall damage. Interesting. Slow mode. Okay. Dismemberment, we're keeping that in, of course. Accessibility, FOV, camera shake. Yeah, I see nothing regarding dynamic resolution. I thought it was some scaling stuff, but apparently not. I thought the resolution scale was super low, but that seems to be the thing. Okay, let me super quickly... Okay, this looks great. It doesn't look soft anymore, but look at Cal's face. It looks okay. It's 1080p with FSR quality. But what happens if I disable FSR? It should look better if I disable FSR. So FSR disabled. I know it looks worse. And it runs better. So I'm guessing there's some forced lower resolution scale or something. Or maybe forced dynamic resolution. I mean, look at this. What the hell? Also, some textures got broken doing this. So my advice right now is to go to FSR and put it on quality. It runs worse, but it looks better. I mean, look at the difference. It looks like native resolution. Let me check super quick. Let's try something. Let's dive into the config file for the game. Very quickly. I'm going into app data. I'm pretty sure I can find it very easily. Probably Star Wars game, saved, config. Yeah, this is okay. Found it. Game user settings. Let's see what's in here. Oh, there you are. Found it, guys. See this? Resolution quality 50. So it's forcing 50% resolution scale. See, guys? That's the problem. Why the hell is this at 50% resolution? Maybe FSR looks better because it overrides the resolution scale. But why there is no option in the menu? What the hell? No wonder it ran at such... no wonder the GPU was doing nothing. That's so stupid. Okay, hang on. Let me restart the game and fix this. That's so stupid. What the hell happened there? So I force closed the game. Now we're going to, in here, keep it at 100% and save. And let's see how it goes. So stupid. So if somebody was playing on a 4090 at 4K, it was actually 1080p. If this happened to every PC. Oh yeah, no wonder. Yeah, see guys, I can notice when something doesn't make sense. It looks just way too blurry to be native. And FSR looking better than native, that's weird. Change the file to read-only to avoid overwriting. Yeah, that's the thing. We're going to check if it's actually overwriting it at the same time. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, when I'm doing any UE4 stuff, I check the config file to double check that my brain is not messing with me. It looked like it was running on Steam Deck. Well, on Steam Deck it's going to be 400p if this is like that. Okay, good find, good discovery. Hopefully it doesn't happen to anybody else. Maybe it was an issue on my end, who knows. I only launched the game and did nothing else, so it shouldn't be an issue on my end. It did it by itself. Any quick fixes for UE4 stutterings? If that existed, we wouldn't be talking about that issue. So no quick fixes. As the review said before, FSR looked worse. Okay, so maybe it was something on my end. I don't know. Okay, so now this should be native. Hopefully this doesn't override what I changed there. Yeah, I think it override my menu. Frick, dang it. Yeah, no. I think I got what happens here, actually. Still at 50%. Maybe it's because I have a 4K screen and I chose 1080p. That's maybe why. Because it's still happening. So that might be only an issue that happens to me, now that I think about it. Still, that shouldn't be a thing. Let me check it again. Yeah, it's still at 50. You know what, guys? Let me try something super quick that I do with games that have um, that odd behavior. I'm going to go into resolution of the display and put my resolution on 1080p. And let's delete the config file. And let's give it a shot. Yeah, the file is still open, don't worry. And let's see what happens. Yeah, EA Downloader is terrible, but I have Steam. The thing is, Steam opens the EA launcher, so good thing I downloaded this on Steam. Yeah, I can put it on read-only, but I wouldn't be able to change any other setting. That's why I'm not doing it. And we shouldn't need to do that. I mean, come on. The game should work by itself. Okay, I think now it's behaving properly, actually. Yeah, guys, I wanted to do read-only, but the issue with read-only is that if I want to change settings, I'm basically screwed. I think the game forces borderless full screen, actually. I think that's the problem. Let's find out. A 1000 FPS, oh my god, those cinematics are smooth AF. Oh, AMD rewards give codes for this game as well? I didn't know that. So you can already play the game if you got the code from AMD? That's interesting. Okay. So we got full screen, Windows full screen, and Windows. Yeah, but the thing is, even if I put full screen, it doesn't look like full screen to me. Okay, so we're FSR on. Now our native resolution of the monitor is 1080p. I mean, the desktop resolution is 1080p. So it shouldn't do the 50% resolution thing anymore. Let's find out. No, it still does it. So I don't think it's an issue on my end. What the hell is wrong with this game? Maybe on Windows full screen, it doesn't do that anymore. That's my last hope. It still does it. It's so weird that we don't have a resolution scale option either. Automation. Well, I guess we're going to stick to FSR2. Yeah. Yeah, guys, we're going to stick to FSR2. For some reason, the game doesn't care and puts 50% resolution scale. Maybe it's something to do with we have a lower end GPU. So I'm not going to keep it as read-only because I cannot change settings if I do that. So let's go into full screen. And we're going to keep FSR on quality. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. I'm sorry, guys. Definitely something is not right. Especially since we don't have any dynamic resolution option. So yeah, we're going to do this epic settings, low textures for the VRAM, and FSR2 on quality. So we have better visuals in this case. Yeah, this looks way better. No wonder the game looks so bad when I first launched it. Oh yeah, it looks so much better like this. Although I think I should stay on high settings. Let's be realistic. It's a 1650. Oh, there's no sound. Sorry, guys. I muted the sounds because Star Wars music is very not copyright friendly. Even EA on my on the press kit they sent me along with the game key said like, okay, if you don't want any copyright claim, we recommend disabling the music, putting the music at 0%. And I was like, okay, fine, thanks for the heads up.
Our orders are to hold our ground and wait for backup.
Yes, sir.
So, okay, the stutter is still there. No matter what I do. Oh, I screwed up. I thought there was a double jump. Oh, there is. Huh. I have to time my jump a little bit earlier.
Got stashed. I hope it's worth the risk. You never give up hope, do you, buddy?
But the reviewers that played both the PC and Xbox version say that the Xbox version is basically stutter free. So, yeah. And also, one other person made a video, don't remember the name, that said, okay, the day one patch is actually an improvement, doesn't fix the game entirely, but it improves the stutter a little bit. And so far, while the stutter is not good, doesn't seem as egregious as some footage I saw. So yeah, that's a good thing at least. Yeah, we'll see how it runs on the Steam Deck. I'm super interested in checking that out tomorrow.
Force is with me.
Okay. Yeah, in this case, my advice is to play it on the console. Perform a long-reaching thrust attack. Oh yeah. I wish I had that in real life. Also, guys, now that I'm here, some people were saying, oh, on a 4090 runs terrible, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's true, but that's not the fault of the 4090. Because, I mean, I'm not fully utilizing the GPU, and I have a 1650. It's quite a few times slower than a 4090. So let's do an experiment. We're going to play at low settings 720p very quickly to see if we can reach 60s by brute forcing the game to a low resolution. A pretty low setting. So low settings 720p. Wish me luck. Let's see what happens with this. And as you can see, low settings 720p. The GPU is at 46% and the game runs still below 40 FPS. So we're not doing a 60 frames target because it's basically impossible with this CPU. We need a stronger CPU somehow. So yeah, 60 frames impossible. That's why higher end computers are having trouble maintaining 60. This is why. So we're going to just target 30 frames per second. Because that's the only thing we can do here. Still, the game feels good at 30. But even with the day one patch, it's impossible to get 60s unless you have a crazy high-end CPU, which shouldn't be necessary. Shouldn't be necessary because the consoles with slower CPUs than the super high-end CPUs of PC are not even close. What a shame. So we're on 1080p high. Low textures. And FSR2 quality. No CPU can do 60. Yeah, no, impossible. Right now in this game is so advanced. No CPU in this planet can do 60 consistently. I mean, even 30s are being difficult in this part sometimes. I got drops into the 20s sometimes. It's ridiculous, and I was getting drops into the 20s without maxing out the GPU. So no matter what PC you have, it'll drop below 30 at some moment in time.
Kind of rare mineral, I guess. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, also The Last of Us has that issue, although for some reason, I don't know how they did it, The Last of Us actually is less CPU limited than this. And thank you so much, Marco Antonio Ibarra Bermeo, por los 15 pesos mexicanos. Se agradece un montón. 15, 13. Muchísimas gracias por la donación. Espero que andes bien. What are the requirements? Don't remember. Okay, I should go up there, right? What am I missing? I found a mineral. I'm basically Hank from Breaking Bad. They're minerals! Yeah, I mean, look at this. So stupid. I just had to scan this. Okay. That's a cool thing. Neat. There we are. I was going in the opposite direction. Although I'm noticing that there are some drops below 30 with the GPU maxed out. So I might need to do some medium settings tweaks. Post-processing, sure. Foliage. So we do a mix between medium and high. With low textures. What were you getting on low 1080p? Same frame rate, basically, but with worse visuals. Alright, so I think the best settings will be this. High view distance, medium shadows, high anti-aliasing, which is TAA, visual effects on medium, post-processing on medium, and that's it. No motion blur, no film grain, none of that stuff. And since we're unable to get 60s even at 720p, this will be my recommended preset. The game still looks good like this, in my opinion. Still. The CPU performance is inexcusable. What the hell were they doing?
Still drifting. That's the spirit, BD. We'll get it.
I mean, the drops of those 30 are not GPU related. So at least I can rest safe that the GPU is not the thing. It's how the game handles CPU. Will run good on 6 gigs of VRAM after optimized? I don't know. If they ever fix it, sure, why not? I mean, if you can run on 4 gigabytes, it will run on 6. Yeah, Unreal 4. Alright. Yeah, maybe the game does calculate things into the distance. The thing is, if that was the case, the CPU at least would be maxed out. I think it's a CPU allocation thing.
I see him.
6700XT in 1080p should be okay. Yeah, should be fine. Oh, nice. Yeah, I still think that here the GPU is the limit in this card. So, I think I'd rather try 900p this time around. Or maybe balanced FSR2. I think 900p should be a good exchange. Probably. No, the consoles apparently don't have any problems with this one. But what some people said on the internet, I know, not everything you see on the internet is true. The consoles don't have the stutter struggle, it seems. So good for them. I wish I could say the same about the PC version. Luego al final el resumen. Okay, yeah. This is the way to play it. So guys, in my opinion, 900p high, low textures, FSR2 quality is the way to play it. On 1080p, I was able to get 30s pretty often. But in this part, when I started attacking, we dropped below 30 and we maxed out the GPU, so... Oh, and let's see if on 900p we still get the low resolution thing if FSR is disabled. That would be pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. For some reason it forces 50% resolution. What the hell is wrong with them? FSR quality looks way better.
There he is. Shoot to kill.
Shoot me! That's cool. Oh, I screwed up.
You'll regret that.
Oh god. Run! It could be a DRM issue? Nah. If it was a DRM issue, the CPU would be at 100%.
Don't look down.
I mean, don't get me wrong, DRM doesn't help. But it will be maxing out the CPU at least for a few seconds when it's checking if the game is bought, basically. Luis Lopez, ¿todo bien?
When I saw the dock collapse, I thought this heist might be over real quick.
Why make
Yeah,
these
so guys,
from?
best settings for the 1650,
Where's the crew?
900p high,
We'll meet him there.
put textures on low,
And Bravo
FSR2
said no
quality,
comms.
UB over 30 in the GPU demanding
Probably
parts,
our best.
but then everything else depends on your CPU, which no CPU can run it at 60, so even 6 cores and 12 threads is not enough for 30 all the time. It drops into the 20s. See, like here,
Remind me to tell you about the
the
career
GPU
job sometime.
is not maxed out there.
Looks like that factory stopped the yacht. I'd call that a win.
No gunships.
See, looking into the distance,
Let's not keep them waiting.
barely 30, and we're not maxing out the GPU. Absolutely ridiculous. Again, no wonder a 4090 was having problems getting 60s.
How are we gonna get you across?
Yeah, and the RAM is almost maxed out. Yeah, that's true as well. Look around the environment to find an object to both to interact with and press right bumper. There we go.
Think you can knock down that crate?
Worth a shot.
Oh, nice. He has a jetpack. No, low textures don't look bad actually.
Remind me
Unlike
to
The
tell
Last
you
of
I got
Us,
it.
The Last of Us textures on low, man, is worse than the PlayStation 3.
Who taught you to move like that?
My master. Every time I fell, he got me back on
But
my
see,
feet.
those are the issues. It's the stutter and the GPU limiting the frame rate.
Better us than the yacht, yeah?
Yeah. So stupid. Yeah, this makes The Last of Us look good. I agree. Okay, how do I get up there? Cannot climb this wall. Oh, of course.
Found something.
I get half, right?
Cannot run along that wall. Yeah, when looking into the distance is the issue, so... That is interesting. I feel like I'm an idiot. How am I supposed to get up there? Maybe I'm not supposed to? Oh, this was a mistake. On the right? You mean here? Oh, never mind. Thank you. I got stuck in the terrain now, though. Sorry, guys. I'm not used to this stuff.
See that cable?
First time into the game. How long will it take for them to fix this? I don't know. Doesn't matter. The thing is if they ever fix it. That's usually my problem with this. They say, oh yeah, we're going to patch it out. And yeah, I get it. But still.
Bucket heads below. No going around them.
Then we go through them.
I'll try medium again. Hopefully that it does something. Medium still looks good, in my opinion. Okay, that's better. Yeah, actually, medium uses way less GPU. It's like 20% less. Maybe it's the effects quality. Still, the frame rate is at 30. I'm guessing maybe it's the visual effects, actually. Let's see if it was that. Yep, the visual effects. Awesome. So guys, put it on high, visual effects on medium. Something like this. Everything on high, visual effects medium. That should give you a big performance increase. Low textures and FSR2 quality. But as you can see here, the GPU is not maxed out. And we have limited frame rates. Well, that's because CPU. Yeah, everything is broken nowadays on PC. Too bad, huh?
Enemy's close.
It used to be the best platform. This makes me lose hope. I have the streaming PC has a 5900X. I'm going to try this as soon as I can on the main computer. It has a 2070 Super as well. If the 5900X cannot get 60s, it probably won't. It's going to be hilarious. We'll see. Yeah, it's time to go. I'll do a quick 1050 Ti video.
Let's get the drop on.
So let me get into that.
Sure thing. On your signal.
Hold right bumper, press X to explode to attack the targeted enemy. Sure. So as you can see here, CPU is a limitation. Let's now go. Let me first lower the settings for the 1050 Ti. I'm going to lower the VFX further, keep everything on medium. Like that. And let's keep FSR2 on balanced. That should give us good numbers for that card. Yeah, I wish VRAM was a problem. If VRAM was a problem, nobody would be complaining about, oh no, my 4090 is not running the game at 40 FPS. I mean, guys, be realistic, for frick's sakes. A 4090 has 24 gigabytes of VRAM. If VRAM was the issue, I mean, the 4090 should run the game flawlessly at 60 frames at all times. Come on, use logic. Okay, time to swap GPUs. Also, it doesn't help that the game uses lots of system RAM. So if you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, good luck. You'll need it. So we're doing very quickly the 1050 Ti. I'm guessing 900p, medium settings with low textures and low VFX. Should be okay. We'll see. GPU swap speed run, any percentage. World record, no skip. What the hell, my old laptop will run this? 4-core. Whoa, no, I don't think it will. I mean, it barely hits 30 on the i5. 6 cores, 12 threads. It's like a Ryzen 5 3600. That doesn't make sense at all. All right. 1050 Ti, let's jump in. I wonder how my Ryzen 5 2600 will run it. Slower than here, but it should be playable. So expect drops below 30 due to CPU reasons. And yeah, pray to the gods of thunder. Basically. For AAA 1080p, even low setting GPUs. Well, the 580 at least has 8 gigs of VRAM. You can increase the texture quality, if that's of any help. 7700, not entirely sure. It's 4 core 6 threads, but the single thread performance probably helps there. 10400F at 6900XC. Wow, that's a big GPU for that CPU, but still. You should be able to play. Just expect drops below 30 like I'm doing right now. Just because CPU. You want that wallpaper? Oh yeah, I should put the wallpaper in the description actually, guys. Whoa. What does change in max power level in Afterburner change? Do you mean the power limit? If you put it at, I don't know, 110%, if that's available on your GPU, you can actually give it more, well, more power, basically. You can draw more power, so it might give you higher core clock without doing any manual tweaking. But it'll use more power and more heat, which is not good. Yeah, the intro is also sluggish, yeah. Well, now it's compiling shaders. So the first time should take like 5 minutes. I think I'll run into the kitchen and grab some coffee. I think. I'll think about it. My PC sometimes turns off when play. Anyone has any idea why? It could be your power supply. Maybe your power supply is not enough. Happened to me when I upgraded to a 2070 Super, I think it was, or 3070. I don't know. Sometimes, one time I was plugging like a super powerful GPU on my PC. I opened the game and it instantly shut down. I had to manually unplug and replug the PC on the wall to turn it on again. And it was the overcurrent protection of the power supply. ¿Cuántas veces bebes café al día? 2 o 3 veces nomás. You will work on a Ryzen 5 3600 plus 6500 XT. Yeah, should be fine. Make sure to have enough RAM. That's important. Okay, so let's put it on FSR quality. And okay, let's see what happens. So since this is the first time we launch the game, I'm expecting more stutter. Let's see. Any upcoming patches for stability? According to the developer, yeah, there will be. But the thing is, they said, oh yeah, the day one patch will improve performance, and apparently it did. I don't know, I haven't played the non-patch version. I just got the game, basically. So, and they said, oh yeah, and there will be upcoming patches that will fix performance further. So they're planning on patching the hell out of it. Still, not acceptable. That shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like this in the first place. Let me connect my controller. I forgot to do it. Where's the controller? Huh. Okay, my controller is not paired somehow. Sorry about that, guys. For the people asking, yeah, this is the controller I'm using, a Series controller. Yeah, this is the day one patch, guys. Yeah. You heard me right. This is the freaking day one patch. So imagine how it was before this. Your 4th Gen i5 is crying? Yeah, it should. Alright. Finally recognize my controller. So 900p medium, low VFX and low textures, and FSR2 on quality. I might need to lower FSR to balanced on this one, because the GPU is probably not going to like this.
Suspect failed. Just me?
Oh yeah. How does the game look visually in your opinion? I think it looks good. Even on medium. The draw distance is leaves a little bit to be desired. It's very obvious that the draw distance is pretty poor on some 3D models. Got the map, yeah, whatever.
Still drifting. That's the spirit.
So I think visually it's pretty attractive, but the performance is not justified. Especially considering that the game is not taking full advantage of the CPUs. So visually I think it looks good. What bothers me is the CPU performance. It's terrible on the CPU front. The CPU is in the description. It's a 6-core i5, 6 cores, 12 threads. I'll put it on balanced FSR2. I think the GPU is crying a little. Yeah, there we go. FSR balanced. Although, to be fair, I love when games come out broken, because I can do interesting content on why the game runs like absolute garbage. So as you can see, looking into the distance, that's when the CPU suffers the most, the game, using the CPU resources. But in this case, a 1050 Ti is also a limitation on the GPU side. That's why I put balanced FSR2. As you can see here, the GPU is at 90%. So if it goes past 95 or 98 and it's dropping into the 30s, then it's the GPU. I think this one should be the best setting so far. It doesn't mean we won't drop below 30, because this game drops below 30 even on higher end computers. Again, CPU thing. So otherwise seems to be good. But there are parts, yeah, when the GPU usage is 60%, and this is a 1050 Ti. So hilarious. A 2023 game using 60% of a 1050 Ti. When did they release the day one patch? It's like, I think a couple hours ago.
Don't look down.
Someone made a video about it. That it drastically improved performance, and I think it improved the shader compilation stutter. Alex from Digital Foundry is gonna be pissed. He already is. He didn't get a code early. So that's already a bad sign. The PC codes were very, very limited on the early previews. I think PC Gamer got one, and some other guy that did the reviews.
Bravo knows best.
So no wonder. I wonder why they limited the amount of PC codes. Okay, shortcut.
Cuban lizard
And thank you so much, Gusho G,
Hungry Klaatu
for the 10. I think those are Brazilian reais.
remind me to
He
tell
says,
you
"Hi Santiago, everything alright? It seems that after they released DLSS and FSR, developers started using them to compensate for poor optimization." Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Looks like that factory
Thanks for the donation again. I appreciate it a lot.
no gunships.
Yeah, ultimately, that seems to be the case. If you imagine if we had DLSS 3 on this game, it will double the frame rate because frame generation in the middle. It will be like 50 frames, something like that. And it wouldn't affect the CPU performance. So I'm guessing this new technology that makes everything easier for all of us makes the developers use less resources, I guess.
Oh, that didn't work. Think you can knock down that crate?
worth a shot.
Yeah, imagine frame generation on this. It will be double what you see here. Instead of 30s, it will be 60s. Still. At 60s, I tried frame generation. If you're at 30 frames trying to get 60s, it looks very framey. It's not great. It works well when you're into the 40s. Anything below 40 on frame generation, at least in my eyes, didn't look great. Yeah, devs be like, but everybody has RTX, right?
Remind me to tell you how I got it sometime.
Yeah, the thing is, even the 4090 can drop below 50.
Move
So.
like that.
My master. Every time I fell, he got me back on my feet.
Sounds like a good teacher to me.
But see, the GPU usage is pretty low, and the game still drops below 30.
Better us than the young.
I mean, look at this! 86%! And we're at below 30 frames! What the hell? Why? Oh man, I'm so pissed when that stuff happens.
Impressive.
No
Who needs a
wonder.
jetpack? See that cable?
On it, Kestis.
Hey Venchard, it's been a while, man. How's it going? I miss you. You never been so keen about buying a Series S? Yeah, same. I mean, this game on Xbox apparently has no stutter, so... How they did it, I have no idea.
Bucket heads below.
Oh man,
No
look at
going
this.
around
Yeah, the farther away I look, the worse the CPU performance is. I wish I was kidding. I wish I was kidding.
I'm with you, Cal.
Yeah, I mean, it's Star Wars. It needs to be cinematic. That's why the 24 frames, guys. You wouldn't understand.
On it.
Yeah, always when looking at the ship in this level, this is when I had issues. Yeah, low settings doesn't look good in this game, and it barely runs any different. It's like one frame ahead,
Drop on it.
because we are all CPU limited here. So this part is going to run bad no matter what. We'll see it on the 3050, and it will be the same.
Me too.
I wish it was a settings
But I hear
thing.
you, BD. Team effort.
The yacht's just... Let's try up that way.
Quit reading my mind, Jedi.
Tons of work with job, and you're going to be a father in a couple months. What? Nice. Well, happy for you, man.
All set.
Hope you enjoy fatherhood. The last thing I was expecting was that news. So congratulations, man. Good luck to you. That's a tough job to have.
I need to focus.
What is the settings? It's right here. Sorry, right here. I put it on easy. That's why it's so easy to go through it.
Ready?
Always.
This place is a ghost town.
Coruscant's changed a lot over the last few years. These days, just being outside's asking for trouble.
Speaking of trouble, let's avoid that patrol.
Let me super quickly try 720. I think in this part we're actually GPU bound. Somehow.
Agreed.
Okay, we were a little GPU bound. Gotcha. That makes more sense. Okay. I think we're going to settle for 720p actually. So let me see if I can get away with medium to high at 720p, because 900p seems to drop no matter what. We were a little bit more GPU limited there. That's interesting. There we go. That's better. Okay, so small correction there. Don't do 900p on this card, do 720. That should give you a little bit more room to spare, slightly better settings as well. So put it on high and do... oh yeah, forgot the visual effects. Low visual effects. There we go. That's better. So 900p high, low visual effects and low textures, and FSR2 on quality. Because on native resolution the games put 50% resolution for some reason. Okay, yeah, that should be the best settings.
Slow up. Enemies nearby.
Should be, I said.
I hate
And the game
droids.
feels easy because I'm playing on easy. Because I'm looking at frame rates. Let me get back to medium. I think the issue is the shadows mostly. The lightsaber produces shadows, which I find pretty impressive. That improved things a little bit. That's my definitive settings. Oh, I screwed up. So yeah, oh sorry, 900p, 720p. Thanks for the heads up, guys. Too many things at once. You know what, guys? This reminds me a little bit to Uncharted with all the platforming. No 1660 Ti. I don't have that. Okay, press and hold both analog sticks to slow enemies, to slow it. Oh, slow time down. Okay. Sure. Oh, that's cool. You think I can play with 7700, 1080 Ti, 16GB of RAM? The GPU should be fine, the CPU, I don't know. It's probably a 30 frames CPU in this game.
Dead end.
Let's double back.
Okay, so far 1050 Ti, 720p, medium, low visual effects, low textures, quality FSR2. Oh nice, I can do this. And thank you so much, Gusho again, Gujo G, for the 10 Brazilian Reais donation. He says, if you put the game on hard mode, they will just double the CPU usage. You know what, I'm going to increase the difficulty. I'm on Jedi Padawan. You had Jedi Knight and Jedi Master. And Jedi Grandmaster, holy hell. Let's do Jedi Knight. Oh, there's also story mode, that it does basically the enemies are not challenging. Let's do some combat challenge. I know the game was at 15 FPS, imagine that. Why 80% GPU usage? Because bad PC port. Because freak you, that's why, he says.
Emperor turned the Jedi Temple into his palace.
Yeah, that's what the Empire does best.
Is there no journalist difficulty? Yeah, it's called story mode
Can't
difficulty.
stand the sight of anymore.
I need help.
Thanks again for the donation. I forgot to... Yeah. So again, guys, the journalist difficulty, basically, no matter when you press the button, your character will successfully parry an enemy attack.
I'm good at what I do, and I don't ask the wrong questions. Combination tends to open doors.
I can grab the rope with the force. Nice. That's a cool mechanic. I wish Uncharted 4 had that. Sometimes. The EA hire Iron Galaxy for this port too. I wish.
You might be able to use that crane to get across the bridge.
I think Iron Galaxy would have done a better job on this one. Because this is the worst I've seen this year.
I can't keep track of him. He's not invincible. Get him.
Okay, now I have a little bit more difficulty. The game is more fun.
There we go.
Yes, CPU bottleneck at 30 frames. That's how bad the PC port is. I cannot wait for Alex Battaglia on Digital Foundry to scream at the screen, at the monitor. I mean, look at this! It's at 24 FPS due to the CPU. That's so ridiculous. That makes no sense at all. Yeah, 6 gigs of VRAM will be fine. Don't worry. I have more lightsaber stances. Double blade or single? Yeah, well, rest. Christ. Some people say that the first level is the worst, so here I am. That's in the worst part. I'll get through it very quickly, so I can jump into the other GPU. Or maybe let's leave it here for the 1050 Ti, because we're already almost 90 minutes in. So let's swap GPUs. And to sum up the 1050 Ti, basically medium settings, low textures, low visual effects, quality FSR2, 720p. Because if you do native 720, the game will be at 50% resolution. I don't know what that bug is about, but there you go. Let me put this. Let me get this ready for the 3050. We're going to put it on Epic for the 3050 because we have 8 gigs of VRAM. I'm guessing that will be fine. And we're doing 1080p. Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait for this game to come out of the alpha stage. I don't know that EA released early access games on the Star Wars brand. Kind of crazy, guys. No, there won't be a 1660 Ti test, but somebody's probably going to do it. The internet has lots of people. Okay, time to swap again. Along with the Joker. Agreed. So 3050 on the way. Okay. This is the day one patch. Yeah, read the pinned comment. This is the day one patch, yeah. Elevator music. Yeah, that's the seal of approval. AAA game devs can't keep getting away with this. Sorry to disappoint, but they will keep getting away with it. Because people's excitement is just way too high. And they forgot to vote with their wallets. So another benchmarker, this is actually that bad if you got something like a 6600? What do you mean? Gracias, Diego. Se agradece. Alright. We're back. 3050 in the computer. And let's launch the game. So this is 1080p Epic. And we'll see if the resolution scale is still at 50%. Hopefully not. But I don't trust them at this point. Okay, my controller is connected. Good. Yeah, the game looks good even on low. I agree with that. Medium, I think, though, is the best balance. Medium looks good. Looks better than low. And doesn't perform that different, really. The biggest issue here is the CPU. The GPU doesn't seem to be an issue. The main one is the CPU. Because even the 1050 Ti was at 60% usage in some parts. It's ridiculous. How? You had it pre-order at... I had it pre-order at present? What do you mean? Cancel the pre-order. If you want to check out the game, pay the $15 EA Play Pro. Play the game, see if you can play it like this, which shouldn't be even a possibility. It shouldn't come out in this state. So my expectations now are, no matter what settings I use, it's going to be 30 frames in the first level. Jedi cancelled pre-order. Man. I mean, after I saw the... What's the name of this? After I saw what the reviewers were saying, I was like, okay. It's going to be a fun live stream. Yeah, I cannot wait for the mostly negative reviews on Steam. It's funny because I love when games release in a bad state, but on the CPU performance side, because people with high-end computers cannot say, oh no, but it runs fine in my computer, you should upgrade your PC. And the guy's like running a 4090 with a 13900K with 32 gigabytes of RAM. Like, oh no, it runs fine on my computer. This time they cannot say that because he'll drop it to 40s for them too. Jedi CPU survivors. I'm going to put that in my in my sim review. Will 8 gigabytes of VRAM be enough? If it runs on 4 gigabytes, it will run on 8. Trust me on that one. Okay, we're back in. Let's choose 1080. It's done. And everything is on Epic. I'm going to check if the FSR is off to see if the resolution scale is still at 50% instead of 100. They improved GPU and CPU utilization and low medium textures on The Last of Us. Oh yeah, I tried it on the Steam Deck. It still runs poorly. Runs a little bit better on the CPU side. And textures are slightly better. But that's basically it. Okay. So on Epic, seems to be fine. It's using all my resources. That's good. So let's now try. Let's see if. Hang on. Is the resolution? Yeah, it still has 50% resolution. I think. Let's try with FSR quality. Yeah, no. Never mind. Yeah, FSR quality looks better than native somehow. Let me double check. Let me double check if the game still has 50% resolution scale without FSR. Oh man. Oh no, it's now at 100%. So guys, for some reason on the 1050 Ti and 1650, the game forced 50% resolution. But now in this card, it's actually the correct resolution scale. So good job. it appears to fix itself. Maybe it was a way to make lower end cards run better without the user noticing, but I think it was pretty obvious. Let me double check though. Yep, still at 100%. So this is actually real, real 1080p. Interesting. So 40 FPS on 1080p native, and with FSR, what happens? Yeah, barely an improvement. And look at the GPU usage, by the way, 60%. 60%. So FSR definitely is doing something, but the CPU limitation is real. I mean, look at this. The only difference, that's why when you're CPU limited, FSR does nothing. So 41 FPS with FSR on, and with FSR off, is 40, so one frame ahead. Sorry, a couple frames ahead of with FSR, but the GPU instead of being at 60 is at 90%. So it's actually working, FSR is working, but since we're CPU limited, there's nothing that we can do. Let me try lowering the visual effects to medium and keeping the rest on high. Let's see if it does anything. Textures epic. Textures seem to be fine on epic on an 8GB card. That's a good thing. Alright. So everything on high, visual effects on medium. Yeah, doesn't matter. It only benefits the GPU usage. Instead of 90%, it's 84%. So since we don't have any way around this, my advice would be put it on epic. Like that. Put FSR2 on quality. The sharpness, the extra sharpness helps. And there you go. That's how you should play the game in my opinion. There's a lot of GPU power to spare. And let's try, now that we're here, let's try ray tracing. Why not? But it's a disgrace. This is ridiculous. It's been a while. Let's try ray tracing. Hopefully my eyes... Okay, totally in ray tracing. Please wait. You think the CPU issues are because it's a bad board? That doesn't say anything. Okay, ray tracing on. Well, as you can see, ray tracing on actually gives us 30 here. The issue with ray tracing is that it uses more CPU. And this game already has issues on the CPU usage side. And I can see some places that didn't have shadows before, actually. Interesting. Yeah. Ray tracing... Skip it. It's even worse for the CPU. So guys, best settings, 1080p, epic, FSR2 quality, enjoy the game. It will still drop into the 30s, the game doesn't care. The game doesn't care because of the CPU. It's stupidly CPU demanding, and with ray tracing, it's even worse. Oh, I went back, my bad. I wanted to progress in this area, but that's not the way. The 5600X should be faster than this, so you should be getting higher FPS. But still, nowhere close to 60. That's the issue. They forgot to program the game, yes. They forgot that the PC still exists. I'm guessing I have to go over there. What CPU are you using? i5 10400F, 6 cores, 12 threads, basically similar to a Ryzen 5 3600. I know, not the best CPU, whatever. With this GPU,
We've got contact.
it's an okay way to pair this GPU with this CPU. The thing is, even people with i9s cannot hit consistent 60s. So that's how you notice that there's a big problem. Reduce 2 atoms.
We make a good team. They're onto us.
I forgot that there is a dodging button. And there's also dismemberment. Guys, was there dismemberment in Fallen Order in the previous game? Was there dismemberment? Because I'm tearing some arms off. That's pretty good. Yeah, look at that. Arm is off. Yes, no, no. Not on humans, only on creatures, but not people. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, sometimes arms fly out, sometimes they don't. Ah, was a mod? Okay. Is this Unreal Engine 5? No, this is Unreal Engine 4. The first Unreal Engine 5 game we're going to experience, I guess, is a new one from EA that's coming in June or July.
Yeah.
Unreal Engine 5.1. Just have Fortnite, but that's about it. This is not UE5. If it was UE5, it would be a nightmare. More of a nightmare. Yeah, I remember dismemberment in the older Jedi games. You look like Moroccan people. I don't know what that means. But sure, why not? Also, the game is a lot of fun so far. Controls better than the original, in my opinion. And you keep the skills from the original game, actually.
That'll teach him.
I've already been through here. I'm going in circles. Yeah, guys, you can also pay for EA Play Pro if you want to check the game out without buying it. So you can play it for an entire month from beginning to end.
Sten BD. You're the best.
Yeah, this is playable, without a doubt. Just don't expect 60s, unfortunately. This game is pretending to be a From Software game, where you have a 30 frames per second objective target. The thing is, I get lost in this map. Oh yeah, I can use the force for this. Oh, maybe it's something that I missed with using the force. Okay, FPS but stable or game freezing stutters. Yeah, there are stutters, but not as bad as on the original, as on the previous game. Which is not saying much. That game had a lot of stutters. Yeah, the game does stutter, but not as bad as most reviews said, at least for me.
I've given you everything I have.
We're here to protect you. I'm sure that's worth a few more credits.
So yeah, it does have stuttering, but it's still playable in this case, at least in my opinion.
Hostiles.
Down there!
Oh, I missed. Yeah, arms are flying. What the hell was that?
Clear.
Okay, maybe in here. Am I going in circles again? Yes, I am. I'm pretty sure I have to go there. Oh, okay. I need to use our friend here. Oh, I think I know what's going on. I think I got this. As long as the game is broken on the CPU side, things doesn't matter. Yep. Settings don't matter. Unfortunately, yeah, settings won't fix this. If it was that simple, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Should be able to get to the other side, but I don't know how to move this. Yeah, the FPS is the same using native, but somehow native looks worse than FSR. Sometimes. I'm just lost and I don't know how to progress right now. Maybe this? It was this. Yeah, the CPU is doing nothing and the GPU is doing nothing. That's how you know it's a bad board. This is the worst kind of bad boards, actually. Because it's not even a setting issue. It reminds me of when GTA 4 came out. Yeah, the worst PC port of the year. There should be a category for that as well. In 2020, Cyberpunk would have won. Okay, I dropped down into here for some reason. Does it drop below 30? Yes, in some parts it does. Especially the first time you get into a level. Okay, I think... No, these are secret areas. I don't care about that. I want to keep going! And I rarely know which surface to climb on. I feel like such an idiot. No, it doesn't have DLSS, only FSR. Unfortunately. Oh yeah, I have a map. Ugh. Stupid. I have to get here. This reminds me of Doom Eternal, actually. The Doom map. Why all new games do not have DLSS? I don't know. Maybe because this game is AMD sponsored? There we go. Yeah, I forgot that there was a map. I'm not used to having maps in games that are not Battle Royale. Okay, yeah, I just need to open this. I just missed it. Wish I could drive a car or something to get there faster. I will break the game. I'll have to go to the left. The LN2 doesn't have DLSS either. Yep. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why, guys, but it just happens lately. And they're already. Although the environment looks pretty good. I like what they did here. Is the CPU bottleneck less at 1440p? Yeah, but you're just forcing the GPU to do more work. It's not like you're getting higher frame rates. So yeah, it is lessened because you're making the GPU do more work. It does make sense. Hang on, let me die super quickly. Now that I'm here, I might as well. Let me do native 1080. Super quickly. Personally, I think it doesn't look great on native 1080. It looks too soft, in my opinion. Yeah, too soft. But still. Let me go back to the menu super quick. 9600K, me olvidé que cuánto es eso. Hang on. 2600K. It's 6 cores, 6 threads. Yeah, no, I don't know. Considering what I've seen already, probably 30 with drops below 30 on that CPU. Who is the guy that's spamming? Because I'm not paying attention. Okay, so this was the thing that I needed to use, right? Yeah, that has to be it. But it doesn't. Yeah, this thing. A zip line that is disconnected. Already. This zip line, I activated it before. It does nothing. So I don't know why I'm not getting a prompt to open this. How many CPU cores? I don't know how many.
Let's stop for a moment.
Am I missing something? Upstairs? Okay, I will. Relax, man. Jesus. Hold X to deal fast tracks towards a single enemy. Yes, please. Cool. Improved footwork. Work. Stairs.
All done?
Yeah, let's find the crew.
Here. You mean over here? Oh. Oh, up there. Yeah, but the thing is, this zip line should allow me to go up there. I gotta move that, I guess. Okay, look up. Gotcha. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel like a journalist. Zipline? Yeah, but the zipline is not there. I mean, it doesn't allow me to use it. Test 3050 mobile versus PC. I don't have a laptop to do that.
work, Cal.
%60% GPU usage with FSR2? Yeah. Oh, here. Really?
There you are.
How could I miss that? Can you explain that to me?
Entity detected. Investigating.
Been looking forward to
Scanner drilling.
this. On it. Take a target.
Oh, I forgot that I cannot block that. So guys, if you want to max out the GPU, so at least make it at 100%, use native 1080p on Epic. That's my advice, because the rest is basically CPU limited, nothing you can do about it. Let's do 1440p now. Yeah, 3050 Ti laptop should be fine. Just make sure that the CPU is good enough. That's kind of the problem in general. We're going to do 1440p Epic with quality FSR2. In this game, at least in my opinion, FSR looks okay. And let's keep it the same way, because we cannot get 60, so... Sorry guys, my computer crashed. Blue screen of death. Should be back now. Oh god. Yeah, blue screen of death in the streaming PC. Apologies. Let's continue. No, the game is not running on the streaming PC, so it wasn't the game. I just got a blue screen. Good thing I have an SSD. Anyway, as I was saying, 1440p. Yeah, even OBS forgot my settings also. This is 1440p Epic plus FSR quality. And we're using the 3050, not the 1650. Anyway, is your CPU similar to a 5600X? The 5600X is faster. So again, 1440p, Epic, FSR2 quality. And since we cannot get 60s no matter the settings, we're targeting 30. The GPU is maxed out, so here we're using the GPU better. And we're having a higher resolution, so that's great.
Really didn't like you.
Don't think he was a fan of you.
Yes, blue screen game related? Nope.
See a way up.
If it was game related, I wouldn't be in the same spot. It was just my streaming PC. Separate computer.
Find something, buddy?
What's he got?
Ascension cable.
Aren't we all?
If disable cores FPS boost or no? No, it won't. There's nothing you can do to improve it. It's up to the developers.
Ascension cables.
Grappling hook.
Good, I got a feeling you're gonna... You can use that terminal
There we
to
go.
rotate the billboard. That wasn't so hard.
3070 at 1440p.
Hope the
Yeah,
crew's doing all
could
right.
be okay.
If Gabs gets bored,
Just lower
let's
the
let
texture
Stutter
quality in
cops
some
along.
games, in case you run into VRAM
Too
constraints.
good. Syndicate trained.
Otherwise,
Got on
you're
the
good.
wrong side of her employers. Bravo used to fly for the Republic.
That explains a lot.
Is there even a difference between 1080p and 1440p in terms of FPS? Yeah, 1440p runs worse because it's a higher pixel count.
Friends ever since.
But yeah, there is a difference. There is 33.3 more pixels. So it's a sharper image.
Solid crew.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hope I'm pulling my weight.
Now the place that I was stuck at is open.
Wants to double my cut. That right, BD?
This is... I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think it's a DRM, guys. If it was the DRM, the CPU would be maxed out. Trust me on that one.
Now, good to see
It
you.
will be pretty
Bravo.
obvious. But the
Never
DRM
goes according to
also
plan, does it?
doesn't help with the performance, so
How's the new guy doing?
mix everything in the...
But good enough.
Well, look at this. Even in this part, it's dropped below 30, and the GPU was not maxed out.
In pretty tight.
You trying knocking?
1080p native or 1440p with FSR2.
Any sign of Cal?
In this case, I would say FSR2 at 1440p,
I just bet the twins are the senator.
but that's just my opinion. Oh, here.
Twins, get Cal across that gap.
Okay, the frame times are not as bad as before,
What should
this
I do?
part.
You got a jetpack.
But if you want native 1440p, play on high settings with medium visual effects, and you should be good to go.
Thanks, twins.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man,
Keep your eyes sharp. Bravo, sis.
does whatever a Jedi can.
Yeah. Maybe next time you'll check for syndicate tabs before you pick a fight. Hey, Cal?
80p, oh, I already read that.
Just
Does it can run
appreciate
better
the
with
view.
day one patch compared to
What am I
before?
looking for?
According to people that had
Wrapped around the yacht.
the game before the day one patch, it does run better,
Jedi torque.
but it's not
I
100%
can handle
fixed.
that.
And I agree with that. I mean, the CPU performance is dreadful on this game. No wonder the 4090 people weren't able
Those beans, but
to get
Yeah.
60s.
Gab's giving me the heads up.
all right.
First beam's down, Gabs. Can you tell the twins to pull down the yacht?
Now that we're here, I think we should try 4K, because why not? For 4K, I'm going to lower those textures to high, visual effects to medium, and the rest on high, basically. That should give us good overall frame rates. As long as I'm on with FSR enabled, of course. It's not crashing all the time. No crashes, at least for me, on this game. My streaming PC crashed, but that wasn't related to the game. My streaming PC is not playing the game.
Ooh, Liz, your turn.
4K is way too much, even with FSR on performance. Okay. So this is 4K. Medium. Plus VFX low. Performance. Just to freak around a little.
Hold on. There's a factory vent that'll cook you medium rare.
Let's see what happens.
All clear, Cal. Long way to drop. Be careful.
I'm always careful.
Corita, saved your ass. You owe me a shit.
For the record, I loosened it up for you.
Nice job, Cal. Hop on. We'll bring you down.
Okay, here we go.
I'm on, Gabs.
Twin, yacht's all yours.
I think I wasn't supposed to move.
Cruise in position, Cal. Ready to break open this RAM?
Yeah, I screwed up.
You coming? Crew's waiting on you, slowpoke.
Okay, I shouldn't have grabbed that ledge. It was actually this ledge. My bad.
And now, time for me and my
Okay, so
brother.
before doing anything, I'd rather, honestly, guys, play on 1080p native on Epic or 1440p Epic with quality FSR. 60s is impossible. And so we're targeting 30 and keep the visuals on the highest. And I like FSR quality more than native, personally.
The assistant to show you how it's done.
So yeah, I like how it looks with FSR2, personally. But native 1080p still gives you 30 frames. But look at this, I'm on 1080p, FSR quality. I'm at 30 frames per second, but the GPU is nowhere close to 90%. Look at this, if I look at the entire map, here, it's 30 frames, but the GPU is doing recall. Yeah, I think this is best, this setting. But still, the CPU is the limitation. How about restart the game? I restarted the game multiple times. Didn't do anything. I wish it was that.
I knew we had unfinished business. Give us your terminal passcode.
Impossible. They'll execute me.
So yeah, if you have a 4090, play at 30 frames per second.
Maybe I could change his mind.
Oh, you can do mind trick.
You will give me access to your terminal.
I can't.
You can trust us. We're all
Trust me,
friends
bro.
here. Unlock it.
We're all friends here. I can trust you. I will unlock the terminal.
Thank you, sir. Is it playable on 4 GB cards? Yes. Yes, it is.
Lucky you, Senator.
The problem is the CPU, not the GPU. I wish it was a GPU issue. Would be easier. We would just lower the settings and
That's a skill Senator's
That's
prize,
it.
right?
what
Cooperation.
about now? Where to? Main objective. Extract the senator. Okay. Extraction arrived at mother base. How is the
I've changed
CPU
my
the
mind.
issue if the
We
CPU
should
is not
always
at
target the
100%?
Empire.
Because they are not using the CPU resources properly. It's not always the CPU being 100% the issue, unfortunately. Oh man, those frame times.
Kidding me? Gotta get
I
some
cannot
rest.
wait to revisit this game in a year and see if it's even possible to get 60s.
Gotta keep moving.
I survived Jedi Fallen, Jedi Survivor. Yeah, we need one of those. I survived Cyberpunk 2077 on release day. Oh, cool. I can spam wall jumps.
Unauthorized access. Activating security protocols. You will regret that.
I forgot that I'm not playing on easy anymore. I can't wait for 2030 when I can actually play this at 60. When patch 104 comes out.
Stem canister. That'll prove
They knew about the
useful.
issues. Yep, they knew. They always know. I mean, you cannot miss these issues. When they do damage control in social networks just before the game comes out, you know it's going to be a problem. When PC keys are hard to get, even for Digital Foundry, you know that something is wrong. They knew all along. There's QA for a reason. They probably didn't have time to properly do a PC port. Still, that's not our problem. We're the ones paying for the game.
Quick, help!
I did not pay for the game because I got a code from EA. So again, thanks again to EA for the code. But this is unacceptable, guys. Come on. Don't buy this game. Please.
That way's blocked. Come on. We'll come back later.
I mean, the original game, the previous game actually, better said, Fallen Order, had a terrible stuttering issue. They never fixed it. So if we keep enabling these practices, well, we're screwed. They're going to keep doing it, because they know people are still going to buy it. Hey BC, thanks for the 5.5 Brazilian reais donation. He says, good night Santiago, just arrived. First game was stuttery mess. How was this one? This one still stutters. Stutters less than the first game. But it has terrible issues on CPU usage. It doesn't use the CPU properly, so it's impossible to get 60s, even on higher end CPUs. That's why many reviewers with a 4090 couldn't maintain 60s. So again, thanks for the donation, I appreciate it a lot. Can I cut this? Yeah, I can. Hold left bumper to illuminate with the lightsaber. I love that in the... Oh, I cannot cut doing this. I like using this as a flashlight. It's pretty cool. I love that about Fallen Order, actually. It's all my specs are in the description.
Be ready.
3060 12 gigs. Yeah, the 3060 12 gigs is recommended nowadays. Especially because of VRAM. Hold right bumper and press B to temporarily confuse an enemy.
Let's
Okay.
fight together.
Fight your friend!
Fancy you're expecting me to use
I'm
my
playing
hand.
on normal difficulty and it's still pretty easy.
Troopers everywhere.
Oh, maybe because this is the first level. See, here's the stutter because I go to a new area.
Wait to find that Jedi. It's gonna be my
So there we are. But at least it's not as bad as in the first game. In the first game, the stutter, man, unplayable. Hey, Christian the meme killer, how's it going? It's been a while, yeah. I missed you, man. He didn't notice that his friends are dead. Sir? Excuse me, coming through. I guess whatever GPU people should buy right now is the one with lots of VRAM. Yep, exactly. I've been talking about that for years and nobody cared. So yeah, I remember I talked about this when Nvidia released the 1060 3 gigs. But people didn't listen. But back then it was harder to notice. But I remember talking about this a while back. Empire hiring Death Stormtroopers? Probably. I mean, they cannot shoot anything in front of them. So that would explain it. A 5600X should be okay. Still won't be 60s because this game is basically broken on the CPU side.
Hurry up, buddy.
But so far, I like the game. The game is pretty good. What I don't like is the PC port. What a disappointment. Let's see my skills. I can tell from YouTube, is it a big jump from the previous games in terms of graphics? Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you compare it with Fallen Order, it looks way better, and the maps are way bigger. It seems to be an improvement in almost every way on the original game, the previous one. But it runs way worse, so they improved in everything except in performance. And it's a 128 gigabyte download, by the way. Also guys, stay tuned that tomorrow I'm going to try this game on the Steam Deck. It's probably going to be a nightmare because of the CPU. especially a CPU. The Steam Deck CPU is way worse. So I'm not expecting 30s at all. And we're going to do a 2070 Super as well. Try again. Try again, sister. Okay, am I supposed to die in this area? Yeah, probably. I guess so. I hate when good games run bad. It's sad. Because the game is actually pretty good so far. I haven't played the entire game, but I'm liking it. Frick, dang it. Am I supposed to beat her right now?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty fun. It seems to be a step up in every way over the original. Over Fallen Order. I forget that I cannot block every attack. Oh, there goes. Try again. No. My control. That's BS. Stop with the mind controls thing, sister. Yeah, the Steam Deck is not going to like this game. Okay. Let's see. We need to FPS in New Hub World. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to do that, but kinda I still didn't get there. I saw a few reviews that said that the first area was the worst. But if there's a hub world, it's not going to be good. Okay, no, that doesn't work. Try again. Close enough. With dual stance equipped, hold Y to automatically parry most attacks. Okay. That didn't work. Oh, there we go.
Masana!
I usually try to go to open areas, but this time around I was like, okay, if it runs bad here... we'll get in there. It'll be interesting, so when I revisit the game after more patches come out, we're going to check that out. Hopefully the hub world is not very far behind. They don't want you to buy a 4090, they just want your money for the game. Yeah, guys, don't buy the game. On PC. On consoles, buy it. But on PC, skip it. Or do whatever you want, it's your money, it's just my opinion. Thanks EA for the code, but don't buy the game, guys. Unless you have a console. If that's the case, buy it. It's pretty fun so far.
Mode, Bravo. Are you there? Let's get back to the Mantis. If the others made it out, they'll meet us at the hangar. If not...
Yeah, EA Play Pro is a good option. If you don't want to buy the game and want to check it out. Oops. Then releasing broken games needs to stop. I agree. Especially now that it's easier than before, quote unquote, to make games. Should be. They're not making the tools from scratch. It's not like Respawn had to build an engine for this. They probably have custom tech. But they already should know how to do it properly. I mean, come on, man. But again, it's probably a thing of time. They probably didn't have enough time from management or something like that. That's usually what I see when something like this happens. It was like, oh, we didn't have enough time. We wanted to delay, but upper management said, no, the game has to come out. Okay. But still, that's not our problem. That's their problem. If they still choose to sell the game, we don't have to pay for their problems. Corporate greed, yeah. Reduce 2 atoms. Yeah, of course they reuse things from Fallen Order. If they didn't reuse things, it would be a waste of time. That's pretty normal across many games. But they didn't reuse everything. If they made everything back from scratch, it will take even longer, so I'm all in for reusing assets. It saves lots of time. And they usually tweak them along the way.
Fingers close.
The game looks much better than Fallen Order. But reusing assets is pretty smart. Yeah, this level runs better than the first one so far. The first one was like 30 frames.
We're alive.
Thanks to this.
Can devs make their games run well and finished? Apparently no. Apparently not always.
Moving into position.
Also guys, do you know when the hub world is going to show up? Just to be sure, because we're already like 2 hours in. I'm enjoying myself. But just to dual wield. Just to have an idea if it's worth continuing right now or not. Oh, Silent Hill 2. Hopefully it's good. I'm scared for that one. Press LT and RT to range group of nearby enemies closer? Yes, please. Oh. I have one more point. Cause maximum force is increased. Yes, please. I need that. Might be after this planet. Okay. Yeah, not going to be 60. Even if you play at 72p. Try again. He didn't even shoot me on time. Oh man, but the game is so fun. They have what is called Cabal. Oh man, I was too ambitious. Medium setting is not going to change anything. Rewind the stream if you don't believe me. Respawn. I'm not paying attention.
Mediocre.
Who wants some of that?
Hey, BD1.
You got it.
Okay, that one's dead.
They won't like this. Scratch another.
Yeah, I mean, it's still the same. I mean, the GPU's not maxed out. If I put medium, it'll run the same, because we're CPU limited.
We're not a threat.
Anybody else?
Let's go.
If Rag runs out of block stamina, he will be temporarily stunned. Oh no. No, 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 please! Oh, okay. Okay, fall in is not like in Dark Souls.
Hey, BD.
Okay.
Attack it. Your mark, Kestis.
I was scared for a moment. I didn't want to do it all over again. Oh, thank God it's not the same as Dark Souls. I will be very disappointed. No, this is EA is the publisher. The guys that made the game, the developers, is Respawn, the people that also made Apex Legends. Probably a different part of the studio, but still. EA just puts in the money.
Z95.
So EA probably are the ones that say, "Oh, get it out the door. It's fine. They will buy it anyway. It's Star Wars. Who cares?" Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is good. I like it as well. Okay, we're in the ship. Hopefully that means that we're going to the hub world.
We should tidy up before we visit
Oh,
Grease.
man.
You know how he is about mess.
Okay, how do I continue? Well, en route to Cabal. Okay, cultivated at the Mantis. Boring. I get to clean. What are you, my mother?
Let's get this back on the workbench.
Yeah, it makes sense that we're getting 60s here because we're in space. There's nothing happening. I think the second world will not be that CPU bound. We'll see. What am I exactly supposed to clean?
for an upgrade.
Oh, nice. I remember that in the previous game, I couldn't do much, only colors. Oh, you can change every part. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's so cool, man. I can finally do it in pieces. I don't know if it changes anything, but still. That's interesting. But you can change every single material. And how polished it is. No polish.
Easier than building my first one.
Such a cool animation. I like that.
You're all set, BD.
Okay.
We're almost there. Let's head up to the cockpit.
Okay, time to get into the planet that supposedly runs worse. Let's see. Because the beginning of the game ran terrible. So, oh man. Here we go. Yeah, we're going to just stay in the spacecraft. That's it. The game runs perfect. I spent all my time in the spacecraft. Nah, it's fine. It's okay.
It's so calm. Bravo would have liked this. Come on, buddy. Long way to go.
Yeah, actually the first level was way worse than this. Is Baby Yoda in it? I don't know.
Okay. So Grease is on the other side of all this?
Neat.
Mind giving me a closer look? That is one big beast. We have our target. Now let's reach it.
I don't think I can drop from there. Yeah, 60, but in the first level it was 30.
What's an old separatist battleship doing here?
Don't take this as the full thing.
Last time I saw
Maybe it was only the first level, I don't know.
long time ago.
The stutter is still there though.
What would you say now? Come on. Mantis won't repair itself. So Grease has the parts we need.
Yeah, it's running better here than the first area. That's why I was asking, guys. If this area ran worse than the beginning of the game. And some of you told me that this ran worse than the first level. But I saw reviewers saying, hey guys, the first level runs bad.
Doesn't look like
And
the
some other random areas run bad. Now, I'm not lowering the settings now. I think this is fine. I need to get further to know. Because there's no enemies here. This door is locked. This way then. Yeah, the first area was terrible. But most people will, well, everyone will go through the first area. So the first impression won't be good. Hello. Thank you for your service.
For the Bedlam Raiders.
What?
Someone else did it. Just a couple more.
Hi. That was snappy.
These two atoms.
These don't look like any separatists I remember. Bedlam Raiders? What has Grease gotten himself into?
Yeah, this part is less CPU bound. That's pretty cool. Okay, now it's more like it. See guys, there's city into the distance. We're CPU bound. This is what I was talking about when we land into this planet. See, now the GPU is not being fully utilized again.
Just look at that thing. Sure
that's the problem.
Interesting place to live.
So the bigger the area, the more CPU bound will be, which makes sense. But still, this is stupidly CPU bound. And by stupidly, I mean it doesn't make any sense, because it's not like the CPU is maxed out. The game is just not properly using the resources. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Can I climb this? Yes, I can. Yeah, I got to a bigger part of the map. That's why we drop frames again.
Take a look at that view. Is that a giant crater? Wow.
Is that a giant crater?
I forgot how much
No,
they
it's me.
talk.
You have chosen death. Yeah, please shortcut. Okay, I can now go back to the beginning.
That'll save some time.
If I ever want to see 60 frames ever again. That was comedy gold. Yeah, the droid part was comedy gold. Is that a crater? No. Oh no, the crater speaks Jedi.
Another day, another...
Oh, nice. A robot. I remember using these in these droids in Battlefront 2.
I think it's safe to say these droids have new masters.
They might fix it with a config file. Really? You still believe that? Hogwarts Legacy released a while back, and they still haven't fixed the stutter. It's probably not an easy fix.
Thinking. Ugh, gotta move. That is a lot of tar. Be careful.
Oh, I see. The bomb has been
Explode. Good to know. That
Cool
doesn't
idea.
Sound good.
No shortcut. Yes, please. I'm getting more Dark Souls hub world that is interconnected vibes from this. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay, yeah, the first level is definitely the worst. No doubt about it.
We're definitely
yeah.
getting closer. I think I see.
I think I saw enough, guys.
Past that
Let me
creature.
give you a conclusion
Let's keep
before I leave, so I can mark this in a separate comment. The game is a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. It's better than the first game, in my opinion. It's improved in every way. But there's issues. Especially on the first level, the game doesn't seem to know how to use the CPU properly. That's why people with 4090s were getting below 40 FPS pretty often. The stutters are there, but they're not as bad as reported. Some people say it's because of the day one patch. I do not know, but the stutter is there. Then there is an issue, I don't know why, in the 1050 Ti and the 1650, so older cards, that the game forces on you 50% resolution scale if you don't have... if you disable FSR, but if you enable FSR, it's 100% resolution with the reduction. So in those cases, I recommend using quality FSR because it will be a higher resolution. That seems to be a bug or something. What else? Well, yeah, the game is not going to get 60s anytime soon with this CPU, which doesn't make sense. 6 cores, 12 threads. I get it's not the highest end CPU. But dropping below 30 because of CPU requirements and the GPU usage not being maxed out, that's ridiculous. Doesn't make sense. So yeah, despite the day one patch, it seems to have improved the stuttering thing and the shader compilation is pretty fast. It still requires a lot of work. It's a mess on PC, unfortunately. So if you wanted to play the game, please play it on the console or wait for them to fix it. Don't buy this game, please, guys. We cannot keep letting them get away with it. They're still going to get away with it, I know, because people see Star Wars and it's a great game as well. So I get it, but they're going to keep doing this. They said, "Oh yeah, we're going to fix it with patches in the coming weeks, fix performance, blah 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 blah." Yeah, I get it. It's PR. So hopefully in a few months we can actually play it properly. If you're fine with 30 frames, you can play it just fine, or pay for EA Play Pro and you can play it for a month with a $15 a month subscription. That would be my alternative if you really want to play this game and you don't have a console. So yeah, please stay away from the PC version, at least right now. I'll report back if there's any improvements. We're doing another live stream and all that. Tomorrow I might do the 2070 Super on the Steam Deck, we'll see. The first level is the worst so far on the performance side. This hub area seems to be fine most of the time. It drops into the 40s, otherwise it's pretty good. And the best settings to lower is visual effects and shadows. Basically, those are a big performance difference on the GPU side. Otherwise, it's not going to make a difference because the CPU is the bottleneck somehow. But the console version apparently runs fine. So yeah. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to EA for providing a code of the game a few hours before release. Good thing so yeah, presented by EA Creator Network. It's funny, they give me a code and I say, guys, don't buy it. Well, I gotta be honest. So thanks EA for providing a code. I appreciate it a lot, so I could cover the game a few hours before release. I think it releases in around 6 to 7 hours worldwide. So again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thank you for sticking around. Love you all. And hopefully they fix this stuff soon. Digital Foundry will have a lot to say about this. Bye guys.